Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about digitising negatives and a couple of different ways of doing it. Let's get into it. Those who watch my channel regularly will know that my solution of choice up until now for scanning negatives from 35mm up to these huge 5x7s has been my trusty Sony A7 and some extension tubes and a Lightcraft light box, light panel. It served me pretty well, but there are some problems with, well, as people will call it, DSLR scanning. This obviously is a mirrorless camera, but mirrorless camera scanning. And the major one that I find is reflection from the environment and flare on the surface of the negative, degrading it when you're shooting. The other problem, and one that's not so easy to solve, is barrel distortion. Unless you have an expensive macro lens, then most standard lenses will curve the edges of the image slightly, and when you're stitching together multiple passes, multiple sections of a negative, large negative, then that barrel distortion makes fitting them together really difficult and can cause all kinds of problems. So I have been looking for a better solution for some time. This, don't get me wrong, gives extremely high quality scans, extremely high quality, but at a cost of an awful lot of hassle. This is something that you don't hear a lot from people who are being exponents of DSLR scanning. It is a huge faff. It slows the workflow down to a crawl, and ultimately you have to accept some issues with the edges of the images, and it just becomes a difficult thing. As I say, I've been looking for a solution, and the obvious solution would be to buy a top-of-the-line Epson scanner. There's not an awful lot of choice now as far as scanners are concerned, and one of those would be in the region of £800 to £900, because I choose to have large negatives, and finding one that will scan up to, well, 5x7 in this case, but most of them, the top of the lines go up to 10.8. That's going to cost a big wedge of money. So I've been holding off any moves towards a scanner for some time. This all changed last week. The answer to my scanning issues I found by looking around on eBay, and it was this beast. This is an Epson 4990, and it's around 16 years old. It was pretty much top of the range then, and so is it any good now? Well, let's see. I got it for around £100, and it came with a 35mm negative holder, a 35mm slide holder, a 5x4 negative holder, obviously the mat that you can use for scanning prints and documents, but it also came with medium format and this beastie, which gives you the area on the base that you can scan up to 10.8 on. Now, I believe that the best thing to do is to have a dedicated negative holder, which I'm going to make for it because it will set the negative up. But I have experimented with scanning with this using 5x7 negatives, and the results have been surprising. This beast is a 4800 DPI machine, which puts it pretty close up to the mid-range scanners that are available from Epson today. And none of those will actually do up to 10.8. So what kind of results could you expect from one of these? I mean, £100, that's nothing for a scanner. There are, of course, downsides to the old Epson scanner. One of those is that, of course, it came with a software disk that was pretty much out of the arc. Silverfast being the scanning software of choice I've found for most people who go that route, and it simply didn't work on my Windows 10 machine. So I bought a new license for Silverfast for the latest version, and that costs €50, so you have to factor that into the cost of using an old scanner, is updating the software if you use paid software. I know there is something called ViewScan, which is much cheaper than Silverfast, but I'm going to be putting Silverfast through its paces and doing a full report on Silverfast. And I may even download ViewScan and try a side-by-side comparison. Certainly the interface on Silverfast, it's the first time I've used it and I find it a little bit confusing, but I've not done a vast amount of scanning in the past, having mostly been either a film and enlarger person or a digital and be damned person. But it's getting there, and I'm finding it's getting more intuitive as I'm going through it. So yes, the old Epson 4990 is somewhat of a bargain. Even if you factor in the new software for it, that would take it out, it costed me of about £150. And I don't think you can get any other high quality scanning solution for that kind of money. Certainly, it's meant that I'm more likely in future to go out and buy a top of the range Epson if I win the lottery. But it's certainly, if you're looking for a scanner, possibly not to make prints the size of the side of a house, but for normal sort of 10/8s or a bit bigger, or I think they'll probably go up to 2016 without any problem. And there you have it, a bargain, a bit of a sleeper, and something to unfortunately now I would have pushed the price of these up on eBay, but never mind. If you can go out there and hunt yourself down a bargain, I think they're very, very well worth it. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this content, then please give us a like, and it means a lot to this channel. And if you want to see more, think about subscribing, and I'll see you again very soon. You take care. Bye.